What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the E46 Better Than an M3 build, where we are turning this 320 Ci into a coupe that's better than an M3. Now, as you've seen in the title, we are changing some turbos today. This is going to be difficult, right? This is going to be hard because to try and get these out in situ, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be a great time, but I do want to try and do it, mainly in curiosity, and then when I take this out, I can test fit the new manifold for the single turbo. But it's going to be a mission. So let's quickly dive in and see how much of a mission this is going to be. All right, so you might be thinking, hey Adam, what are you doing? Why don't you just pull the engine back out and do it out of the car? That is how I did the twins on the 2J in the Supra. I pulled, like, the engine was out. So that was a lot easier, but it still took hours. So I know this is gonna take me a long time. But like I said, I want to try and test fit this bad boy in place because I know it's very close. Apparently it gets very close to the frame rail. So instead of pulling it out, taking that off, putting it all back in, blah, 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 I'm gonna just try and pull this all off while it's still in, and then I can do some test fitting, etc., and we can test fit a bunch of other stuff as well. Oh cool, that's not gonna be there. I thought that was gonna be in my way. I've got a power steering reservoir that's gonna be going right there. So I'm hoping that works as well. But that's not in this video. If you guys are wondering what single turbo I'm putting on, I will show you later in the video because I ordered it yesterday, so we're just waiting for it to come in. Again, shipping takes forever, but it is from Australia, so it shouldn't take too long. But that's why I thought, let's jump in and rip this out. I would love to be able to pull it out in one piece, but that's definitely not gonna happen. So I'm definitely gonna have to come in, pull lines, pull joiners, just kind of go from the top down and start pulling things out. I honestly think that's gonna be the only way to do it, but I have got a big container here that I'm gonna be putting every single thing in, every gasket, every bolt, every joiner, everything. So that if anybody does want to buy these, because they are in great condition, you can buy them and it's going to be this whole setup. I know they're in great condition because the previous shop told me, and I have had these covers off and there's no shaft play or anything, so they feel great, but they're very, very close to everything in this car, so I don't like that. And if I was going to be, well, when I go to do the single conversion later, because it's always been on the cards, it's engine out, so may as well do it right now. I've got to modify the downpipe and the oil lines anyway just to fit it in the car, so let's modify a different downpipe and different oil lines for a different turbo and just have it done, because then once the car's done, she's done. All right. All right, let's jump in and start ripping this thing apart. All right, so camera died. That's how long it takes to get the turbos off. Okay, so I've been stripping all of this off. I've actually been trying to avoid doing that and trying to come in and just take these bolts off, but they're just hard to get to. So these three are loose, that one's loose. Those two are too hard to get to with all the pipes on top, so I've had to take the pipes off the top to undo those two. I've got the middle one under here started, but I've still got obviously 5 underneath. The hardest one is going to be that one down there. It's like, it's an absolute mission. I can access the third bolt from here, so I'm going to try and actually take the turbos off of these, and then I'll probably be able to access it. Almost definitely will be able to access it. It's just that's a bit of a mission, and I don't know what size that is. It's like, it feels like a 13, 14. So you chuck a 14 on, but look how much play a 14 has. And this is a Jap motor. Why would, like, I don't know, it's strange. I'll try though, see if I can at least pull this turbo off. If I can pull this turbo off, I can get these nuts off, these nuts, and pull the downpipe off possibly. It's just like bit by bit by bit. It's so frustrating, but it is what it is. I really want to do it in the car. It's kind of become a self-challenge now, but it's mainly so I can get the other manifold on and test fit it all. Also, the new turbo rocked up the other day, so I'll show you that very soon. All right, so as awesome as that downpipe would have been on the previous setup, it is not awesome for me. So it's been welded in situ, so that bolt on the bottom there and the same on this turbo here, you can't actually undo, which sucks, but that's where this bad boy comes in place. I'm gonna cut there, I'm gonna cut here, and I'm just gonna pull it out. That means that this turbo will literally slide off because all of these bolts are undone from the turbo to the small little manifold it has. That'll come out, gives me complete access to this bolt and the bolt in the middle. Oh wait, is it the bolt at the back? Yeah, bolt at the back. Then once this is all gone, it gives me a lot more access. You can see the base of the down pipe won't be in the way, this pipe won't be in the way, so I'll be able to reach up and get to that bolt and the back bolt. So, very pretty down pipe, nice weld work, but time to go. All right, that's out of the way. Only one cut, obviously, because I had all these bolts already undone. So as you can see, this bolt that was almost impossible to get to, it's right there. I've done this one in the middle, and it's the one back here as well. So I can literally almost rattle gun them off. I won't, because it'll probably be a little bit too hard, but whatever. Now I can actually access those. As you can see, the pipe was in the way here, everything was in the way. Now I can just get under there with my 14, crack them both, spin them off. So let me quickly do that, and all that will be out of the way. I do think I have one more hose on the back of that, but that's gonna be fine. As soon as that's like kind of out in the open, I'll be able to pop that out. So that, oh my God, that was so worth it. So worth it. Obviously I'm not gonna be using those parts anymore, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, cool. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah, baby, done. I am wrapped. That was really doing my head in, and I had a bit of a time crunch because I've got to go on a flight soon to make some more videos for you guys, but I wanted this done before that. So stoked that's off. A lot of room now. Now, the reason I've done this, which I think I touched on at the beginning of the video, but it's been like a week or so doing this video, so I can't remember, but I want to test fit the single turbo manifold, make sure that it kind of clears everything, and then I can pull the motor out, because I was like, well, while it's in here, let's test fit it. And it actually gives me a lot more views down there. See how much room we've got on the trans tunnel? It looks like it's touching, but that's just touching that sound deadening, and that's all coming out, because apparently I've heard from Drift HQ that turbo E46s catch all that on fire, so that's all coming out, and I'll replace that with a different heat shielding. But that's not the video today. So let's go get the single manifold, throw it on, and see how it fits, if there's any dramas, etc, etc. And there we go. Nice new Aeroflow turbo. Now this is Aeroflow's 5455, B5455 I think it is. They're now running boosted turbos, and they look sick from the build quality of what I can see, and their billet core, they're all the fancy bits. Jump on their website and have a look. I've got to give a massive shout out to Aeroflow for jumping on board with this build. Just all their information, all their help, they're really being like amazing for this whole setup. Aeroflow are on board for the rest of this build, which is awesome, and I do want to try and get them on board for the next, I guess, segment after this car's done, which will be getting more power out of the Supra, because they do injectors, they do fuel rails, they do fuel pumps, they do turbos, they do manifolds, they do trans coolers, which I got from them as well. They do everything. They do so much stuff, and it looks like really high quality stuff. So thank you, Aeroflow, for jumping on board. Guys, jump on their websites. I'll put their website in the description if you want to check it out. But I'm stoked how this fits. It fits really well. Their 5455 is essentially, it's a 3076, but it's like a 3071. It's, as far as I know, it's in between the two. I told them that I wanted a 3071, and they said this is kind of their version of the new range of the 3071. I wanted that because I want it to spool really fast. I want this car to only be about 400 rear wheel horsepower max. We'll only start at about the low 300s, but maybe a tune later on, some injectors, whatever. But that's the max I want to get out of this car. But I want it to be very responsive, and this will do that. 2.5 litre with a 3071, 3076 kind of size turbo. It's going to be amazing. Now, heaps and heaps of room down the back. Obviously, as you can see, it's a 5-bolt manifold, and that will go down there in that hole. Give me a break, that rubber mallet's just holding it in place. As you can see, that's the steering column and it goes under the last runner and it doesn't look like it's gonna get anywhere near anything. There is a huge amount of room down here compared to what we had before. Like under there, like I can spread my hand out, there's that much room onto the actual steering column, which is great. I'm stoked. So as you can see, the way it's clocked at the moment, this is just clocking from factory. But if you imagine, right, look at the shifter, I'll line it up with that bolt hole. I'm gonna undo it all and clock it down to the next one, which will obviously, as you can see with the handle, brings that down to here, lines up with that front runner. So apart from anything, OCD is satisfied with that. Then that will bring that down to here, which we can then elbow off, shoot forward, shoot down, and that's gonna be where the intercooler pipe is. So absolutely stoked. That's gonna be perfect. Look how sick that looks as well. Oh, now, you guys might be wondering, why did I go internal gate? Went internal gate because one, it's easier, two, it's a lot less like room we have to take up down there. There is not a huge amount of real estate down there. So for it to be all in one, and then all we have to do is take a 3-inch pipe down the back, way easier. Now, yes, that does get rid of the whole screamer pipe kind of thing, but I've got that as an option on the Supra. So I wanted this to be a lot more discreet and yeah, just work, you know what I mean? I'm very, 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 very happy with this. It looks really nice as well. Very well built turbo, very well built everything they offer. Yeah, oh, guys, I'm just wrapped. I'm really excited that a big company has actually also jumped on and shown their support for my channel. It shows that, you know, what I'm doing here isn't just me having fun. It is giving some value out, and companies can see that, and in turn, they're jumping on board as well to help you guys. Now, I don't have a discount code or anything at the moment, but they are very, very well priced. Like this, I think it's a $1,500 turbo. If you got the equivalent in Garrett, you're looking like $3 grand. So yes, it's Garrett, but you guys, you know, you make your choices. The Supra, I have got a Garrett GDX 3582R, and that was like $3,000 plus. This was like $1,500. This does exactly what I want it to do. So, you know, you've got to weigh up what you want and your budget. So obviously this fit my budget very nicely. Thank you, Ehab, for the beautiful manifold that fits very nicely. You guys may be going, bro, that's ugly. Yes, I know, don't stress. That's gonna be coming out and we're gonna be sandblasting it, redoing it, and I'll do a video on that for you guys showing you how to redo a cheap manifold. We'll sandblast it, we'll deck it on both manifolds. We've got a thread that T3 just so that obviously we can bolt it in correctly, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot more to come, but this is just showing you guys that it all works. So we've obviously got to do water lines, oil lines, all that kind of stuff, but that is in a future video. I'm probably going to do like just a lines video. So it would be all of those transcooler lines, power steering lines, etc, etc, etc. So that'll be like one video in itself. So anyone out there that's doing this swap or looking into this swap, you can see how kind of everything goes together in one video. But for this, turbo's on, boys. So guys, I am wrapped. That's on. It took so long, I'm not gonna lie. Had I had that Sawzall, the job would have taken like an hour, but I didn't. So I eventually got it after like, I think it was like 2 weeks of trying to do this. I was coming out here every night, taking like one bolt off, trying to loosen another bolt. It was just a headache. And cutting that one pipe, or for you guys that have a stock down pipe and can actually remove it, for God's sake, just remove it. It makes the job a million times easier. And then boom, it came out, turbo's in. Oh God, I'm wrapped. So guys, thank you for coming along. Thank you for jumping into this video and joining me for such a painstaking job, but it's done now. And now we're gonna be able to have this, when it's running amazing, and it'll be done. You know what I mean? Not, oh, stage one done and then gotta go do turbos later. Thank you, Aeroflow, for jumping on board, supplying us with this amazing turbo, transcooler, just everything. They've come on board with so much stuff, and it's so appreciated for such a big company to support a small channel like me. But you guys out there that are chasing turbos, chasing manifolds, chasing injectors, fuel rails, fuel pumps, etc, jump on their website. Like I said in the description, check them out. Thank you guys for coming along. Please jump in the comments and tell me how excited you are about this build, because I'm stoked. We're getting there, we're chipping away at it. If you want, subscribe to the channel. If you could, like the video, even if you hated it, don't be one of those Karens that dislikes YouTube videos. I can't believe people actually do that. It's so weird to me. But yeah, liking really helps. And apart from that, guys, I will see you all in the next one. See you guys.